my name is Ellie. If you want to be one of the popular girls at school, please watch my story till the end. If you already are one of those popular girls, I suggest you stop watching now because you probably won't like what I'm about to say. I don't have any siblings. Unfortunately, my mother stopped working when I was born. I said unfortunately because since she has nothing else to keep her busy, her whole life revolves around me. After a certain point, me being her sole focus naturally became a problem. I'll give you an example so that you can better see what I mean. Ever since I can remember, my mom had been saying she's not happy with her nose. And every time my dad would tell her, then you should get it fixed. But my mom is so scared of surgery that she would never dare to do it. So one morning at breakfast, when she told us she was finally going to do it, my dad and I were really surprised. Do you know what her motivation was? My middle school graduation ceremony. She literally said, "My daughter must be proud of her mother. I can't go to the graduation with a nose like this." She went ahead with the surgery only for my sake and arrived at my graduation with her new nose. I think that gives you an idea of how important I am to her. I know she means well, but I wish she wasn't this involved in my life. When we go shopping, she makes me buy all the stuff she likes. She can't stay out of my friendships, telling me to be closer to this person or stop talking to that one. If she doesn't like my makeup, she sits me down and does it herself. She even nags me about the shows I watch. Her eyes are always on me. She wants me to be doing everything her way. When I started high school, my mom became obsessed with me being popular. She's never admitted this, but I'm sure that when she went to high school, she wanted to be popular, but never was. She was going to live vicariously through me by making sure I became popular. At first, she tried to find out more about my friends, acting all casual. When she figured out I was hanging out with normal kids like myself, she said, "Someone with your quality should be popular at school. You've got it all. You deserve this more than anyone." Even though I said, "Mom, why? I really like my friends," she wouldn't listen. My mom never gives up once she has made up her mind about something. And soon enough, she succeeded in this as well. I found out about all this after the fact, but this was how my mom carried out her incredibly strategic plan. First, she made a list of the popular girls at my school by learning their names from other students and parents she knew. She got to know the mothers of the girls on the list by meeting them one by one at the next PTA meeting. She gradually became friends with these mothers by getting together with them for breakfast or coffee. Then she started throwing these cookouts where the whole families were invited. Her goal was to get me to mingle with those girls. You might ask, how is it that you didn't see this coming? But my mom was so good at executing her plan that my friend group changed suddenly before I could figure out what was happening. Yes, I was one of the popular girls now. I would meet up with them as soon as I got to school. I was sitting with them in the cafeteria. I was hanging out with them after school. I'd completely abandoned my old friends. To be honest, I loved it at first. When you're popular at school, even people you don't know come up to you to chat. All eyes are on you. I was feeling like someone who just got famous. I was enjoying my celebrity status. Until I got to know the girls better. I thought I was one of them, but soon I saw that it was impossible for me to be like them. The popular girls had a strict hierarchy of their own. There were 2 alphas at the top. These girls decided if someone new would be admitted to the group. My mom's biggest success was to make sure I became good friends with one of them, so I didn't have to try to get anyone else to like me. I was admitted to the group directly. Under the alphas, there were the betas. The ones below them were the suck-ups who wanted to be betas. These girls spent their lives complimenting others, trying to rise up to the next level. "Your hair looks gorge. I love the color of your shoes. Your bag goes so well with your outfit." You see, their lives weren't easy, but of course, that was the lifestyle they chose for themselves. At the bottom of the social pyramid were the newbies, and I was one of them. We were mostly running errands. "Let's have some coffee. Who should get it? Ellie, why don't you and Tiffany go?" Tiffany was another newbie. Even if they didn't say it directly, we knew it was our job to grab coffee. I stayed as one of the popular girls for about 2.5 months. That's how I was able to make some fun observations. Let me tell you about them quickly. Then I will tell you about what happened that made me leave the group. The first rule of being a popular girl is having long, straight hair. No ponytails, ever. Your hair color should be brown, if possible. And one more thing, it definitely needs to be shiny. Another popular girl rule is you need to have a small backpack. But it's not like any brand will do. It has to be JanSport. Since my mom figured this out before I did, she got me a pink JanSport bag right away. Makeup is another must. But seriously, you really need to wear a ton of makeup. Since I rarely use makeup, this was one rule that was difficult for me. My mom was waking me up really early every morning and doing my makeup for me. Another group rule is to show your feelings in a dramatic way. When you like something, you have to make all these exaggerated sounds. For example, you have to totally lose it when you see a puppy. And you have to shed a few tears at the slightest hint of an emotional moment. It was always so surprising to me how these girls were able to cry so easily. And they could laugh as easily as they could cry. We always used to sit in the same spot in the cafeteria. We used to laugh out loud at the silliest things because everyone else had to think we were having so much fun. Of course, this wasn't something planned or talked about, but everybody knew this subconsciously. Popular girls are so much fun, and that's why they have so much fun together. This was the image they wanted to portray. Next comes the weirdest rule. If you're one of the populars, your grades need to be average. Neither good nor bad. If you accidentally get a good grade, girls make fun of you for days. There was this girl in the group named Emma. She couldn't take the pressure from her father and started studying so her grades went up. They were so mean to her, saying she had become a nerd, that she ended up leaving the group. Even if I'm criticizing them now, unfortunately, I was one of them for 2.5 months. My take on a popular girl was like a fake version of me from another dimension. I still can't believe how okay I was with acting so fake and dramatic, but somehow it doesn't feel as bad when you're doing it. You need to look from the outside to be able to see this, just like I'm doing now. Popular girls spent all day gossiping about everyone else. There was this girl, Brenda. She was the meanest of them all. We had a group chat called Mermaids. Brenda would secretly take photos of other students and share them in the group chat. For example, she would send a photo of a heavy girl with a caption like, "Soon she might eat us too." She'd become an expert in snapping secret shots. All she had to do was catch something she could make fun of. She would snap a pic in a second. One evening as I was hanging out in my room, there was a new message in the Mermaids group. I opened it. What? It was a photo of my mom. You could only see her from the shoulder up. It was obviously taken secretly because a part of her head was cut off. As you might have guessed, it was Brenda who sent the photo to the group. She wrote, "Girls, if you're ever gonna go get your nose fixed, you can show this to your doctor and say, not this." She was making fun of my mom's nose job. When I figured it out, I wrote, "What is this now?" to the group. Brenda deleted the photo right away. That meant she didn't think I would see it. Since she wrote girls, this couldn't have been a private message for one person. And this means Brenda and a few others had another secret chat group. "Is there anyone who can explain this to me?" I wrote. Not a peep out of the group. Normally, we would chat all night. That day, there were no other messages in the Mermaids group. The previous weekend, we had thrown a little birthday party for my mom. We invited my friends and their moms. Brenda obviously took this photo that day. Secretly, of course. At some point, my mom had told them the story of why she got her nose fixed. Brenda couldn't pass up such an opportunity. But she got busted when she sent the photo to the wrong group. I immediately went and told my mom about this. She was very surprised. She said, "Brenda's such a nice girl. Why would she do something like that?" My mom can be very naive. I don't know how she does it, but she always sees the good in people. The next day, I walked up to the girls at school. "Besides me, who else is not in that group?" I asked. They looked at Tiffany. Unbelievable. They set up another group chat to gossip about the new girls. Brenda said, "I'm sorry. I deleted that group last night. This will never happen again. I really love your mom." But of course she wasn't being real. She was in a jam and she wanted to get herself out of it. This whole thing made it clear to me that neither Brenda nor the others were to be trusted. What was I doing hanging out with them anyway? Did I really need to see something like this happen for me to see I had nothing in common with them? At first, I was mad at my mom. She was the one who got me into this. But later, I saw it differently. I was almost an adult now. If I needed to be mad at someone, it had to be me. I hadn't said anything even though I didn't like how they were behaving. And what's worse, I had started acting like them as well. Are the popular girls at your school different from this? If you can share in the comments, we can all find out. Thank you for listening to me. Bye!